Hey, you!
Me?
Looks like you're trying to build a killer robot.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Well, that's probably because you suck at it.
Yeah, I've not killed anybody yet.
Well then, it sounds like I have the perfect game for you. Do you want to play?
Do I? Let's go check it out!
When aliens invade the planet and build an unstoppable army of robots, the only logical way to fight back is with an even better robot. Preferably with a disco ball head and a bat with a nail in it. This is the route we take in Rikodu's Second-Hand Frankie's Revenge, an early access title that just released on Steam. Second-Hand is a cartoonish 4-player co-op action battler that lets each player piece together their perfect fighting machine to take back the planet from the alien robot menace. The biggest point that must be addressed first and foremost is the customization options, which are broken down into 5 major areas: head, main weapon, offhand weapon, body, and wheels. Each piece of equipment also comes with several unlockable skins to finely tune the look of your Frankie robot. Instead of a disco ball head, he can have a disco ball with an afro. You can also use different skins to customize items in your base, which acts as a hub area to choose levels and loadouts. As far as I know, the only purpose these based customizations have right now is to flex on your friends in the local and online co-op. The skins available in-game can be unlocked by buying them with in-game currency, which are in the form of bolts that enemies drop pretty frequently, or by opening up toolboxes that are awarded upon leveling up. The toolbox is functionally just a loot box that will award one skin for either the base customization or a skin for a random part that Frankie has. As far as I know, there are no ways to use real-life money to unlock skins or more toolboxes. So there's no malicious gambling going on in Second-Hand that I have been made aware of. As far as I know, it's not intended to be that way. Customization is a major selling point of this game, but I still felt a bit underwhelmed by the options offered. As of the look at this game that I have, there are 4 different heads, 5 weapons, 5 offhand weapons, 3 bodies, and 3 wheels. The wheels vary up Frankie's movement speed, and that's pretty much it. The body adjusts the balance of HP and energy reserves for special attacks. The main weapons range from different forms of melee, but you can also get a glue gun for healing. Offhand weapons have more ranged ability, like a tennis ball launcher, and can also stun enemies more easily, like the baseball bat. Special attacks change with the headpiece that Frankie wears, with a starting disco ball dazing enemies in a range, and then the next head works as a mortar of sorts. While on paper it may seem a lot of options, there are several pieces that function very similarly. I was able to get a taste of each piece of equipment fairly quickly as the gear unlocks at a steady pace. I was able to get a new piece of gear after each level completed, and the game still has several blanked out sections, so there are clearly plans to expand on this preview build in a big way, so I can't knock it too hard for what it's offering at the moment. There are going to be new parts soon, but as of right now there are just enough pieces to make a rounded team with melee users, a ranged fighter, or a healing specialist. In this early access version you can get a look at 12 levels across 2 different campaigns, as well as the boss for the very first campaign. These levels often follow a very similar pattern, go through a mostly linear path while fighting off randomly spawning enemy robots. Some levels would have Frankie escorting a payload that the player has to fuel up intermittently. Some required Frankie to sabotage the enemy robot's production machinery. Despite the overarching goal of the level, the majority of your time in Second-Hand will be spent blasting robots with your preferred loadout. But the robot blasting's fun, doubly so with friends by your side. Frankie moves very fluidly in a twin-stick shooter style with a useful dash feature, making it easier to pull hordes of robots or to close a gap on an enemy that shows a weak point. The enemy types are varied and keeps each engagement interesting. They're also wonderfully designed in the same cartoony style as Frankie, making these fights visually appealing as well. One part of the game that I found most interesting was at the end of each level, you have to call in an evac, and then get your jetpack to boost you off the map while hordes of enemies chase you around. It's hectic fun and makes every level a challenge from start to finish. Having a partner or team really sets Second-Hand apart from the crowd. By yourself, Second-Hand can get a touch monotonous by running through objectives, killing robots, rinse, repeat. However, once you get a team, you have more freedom to try different things. You can have your teammate heal while another pushes the payload, and you keep the enemy robots off your tail. The options of gameplay really open up a lot more once the team gets involved, and this is something I'd like to see develop more in time. Maybe introduce more Frankie parts that work just as support tools, and make more strategizing in the loadout phase. Secondhand Frankie's Revenge is a hectic fun battler that is still in its infancy, but there are a lot of exciting places for this game to go as it traverses early access. The content available is a little on the shallow end for its first release, but the time I had spent working through the portion of the game available was definitely more good than bad. There were for sure moments I was left wanting more out of the experience, and luckily Rikodu has dedicated to adding more parts and modes in the coming weeks as Secondhand goes through its first steps of early access. As it is now, the game is a stylishly cartoony way for you and some buddies to kill some hours and even more robots. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Garrett. This has been Aggro Pool, and if you like this, I will be doing more reviews, more unboxings, more gameplay stuff, just more stuff in general. If you're interested, please like, subscribe, and check it out, and I'll make sure to talk to you guys in the comments. Have a good day.